bienvenue year 10 au corps pour aujourd'hui. Alors donc, right guys, what we're going to do today from last lesson where we started looking at the future and we looked at weather and activities, what I wanted to do is really get to grips with the future tense, partly to support your homework, but partly because it is such a big and crucial part of your GCSE, and to get a top mark, if you can use it, you're going to get such a better level. So what I want to do is spend this time now to really look at the tense and master it in today's lesson, because as you're at home, as you're on lockdown, as you've got time to practice, you can do this sort of lesson more, and if you can master this, it's going to get you so many more marks. As we said, last lesson is such a big part. It's a quarter of your GCSE will be in this tense, so if you know it and you can use it, that will be amazing. But the tricky thing for tenses, right, is you actually have to master it. For other subjects, like if you can answer the key questions, that's all you need to know. But for this, it's a skill. You'll have to think and know and use the future tense in your own work. So we have to know it better than in other subjects, which is where our practice is going to come. So that's what we're going to do today. By the end of this lesson, you will have made so much progress towards getting a top GCSE grade if you can do this. So I'm going to work you hard today. I'll explain all about it in a second. But first, vous savez ce qu'il faut faire tout le monde. Donc ici c'est le date, il faut inventer le date si vous travaillez dans vos cahiers bleus. Et ici vous avez le titre. Et ici c'est beaucoup plus difficile aujourd'hui pour le contrôle de post-it. Ici j'ai le début, ici j'ai les fins d'une phrase. Il faut trouver la paire entre le début et la fin. Par exemple, il fera. It's one of our weather sayings. Il fera. So like, it's not going to be A and it's not going to be B because they're nothing to do with the weather. So, il fera, does it match to du tonnerre? Il fera brumeau ou il fera chaud? What do you reckon? Alors donc, si je vais dans le premier, c'est il fera chaud, it will be hot. What about the next one? Il y aura, it's another weather one. Is it this one or this one? Le temps sera, it's another weather one. Is it this one or this one? Donc, trouver la paire entre les deux, si tu peux, tout le monde. That's a lot tougher today. I'll be happy with, let's say, 3 out of 5 for that. I'll allow you one mistake. Alors, bon courage, tout le monde. Match them up, put me on pause as you do that. Restart me for the answers. Hello, mes petits. Right, guys, so let's make a start. As I said in the first slide, the future tense is so crucial. Today's lesson, we'll do a quick little vocab test and check on the weather and activities to make sure you're happy with that language. Then all lesson is going to be a grammar lesson. We're going to look at this future tense, and by the end of this lesson you'll know the whole tense. There's nothing else to learn. You will know as much as year 13 know about the future tense. That's the sort of level we're working at today. Nothing you can't handle year 10. So let's go to our poster note starter. We did the first one together, so the next two are all weather ones. So you have a choice between C and D. Which one's right? Alors, le deuxième, il y aura du tonnerre. Voilà, it will be stormy, thundery. And then numéro 3, le temps sera brumeau. It will be foggy. So 3 weather tenses. Remember, all our weather is irregular, so you've really got to learn how they sound, because there's no like easy way to learn them. You just got to learn what goes with what. Alors donc, il y a 2 qui restent, donc on restera, donc on ira. Now you could say these could be either way around, but I don't think it works like that. Donc on restera means so we will stay. So where can you stay? À la maison. Et là, et donc on ira au lac. So you could have B and A the other way around, but this makes most logical sense. Right, how many did you get? 3 out of 5. You've done particularly well. 1 out of 5. Yeah, I can see why. This is tough today, so don't feel bad. This is the vocab. Let's warm you up on that before moving on to our grammar. Alors, le premier activité. Voilà. Alors, c'est exactement la même chose quand on a fait le corps dernière. Ici, vous avez le vocabulaire en français, en anglais. Ici, c'est en français. Il faut dire français, anglais rapidement parce que les mots en bleu vont disparaître. Vous avez 36 secondes. Alors, je vous donne un exemple. We will go to the Lido. On ira à la piscine en plein air. We will go walking. On fera un randonnée. We will go to the lake. On ira au lac. The sky will be blue. Le ciel sera bleu. It will be sunny. Le temps sera ensoleillé. Boom. See how fast that was? So, you need to be that quick. 36 seconds. Put me on pause now. When you restart it, I'll count down and I'll start disappearing the words in blue. Prepare yourselves. Bon courage. Préparez-vous. Alors, right guys, so if you've restarted me, you're ready to go. You know how this works. Bon courage. 3, 2, 1, allez. Alors, first column's almost done. Alors, le deuxième, on y va, on y va. Alors, 10 secondes qui restent. 9, 8, 7, 6 et 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Et c'est fini tout le monde. Alors, bon effort. These are a lot longer today. They're like 3, 4 words each. So if you got to the end, you've done really well. Let's up that difficulty a tiny bit. Et voilà, vous savez ce qu'il faut faire. Cette fois, let's say no preparation to really test what you've got. This time, il faut compléter les phrases aussi. Donc, we will go to the lido. On ira à la piscine en plein air. We will go walking. On fera une randonnée. Easy. Right, no prep. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1. Allez! Right, first column's almost gone. Soyez rapides, mes petits. Alors, 15 secondes, un peu moins. 10. Et 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alors, c'est fini tout le monde. Bon effort. Alright, a lot harder. I know loads of you wouldn't have got to the end of that with no prep. So, this is our language. We have to know this inside out before we move on. Et donc, on va faire un contrôle de vocabulaire pour contrôler ce que tu sais. Alors, vous savez ce qu'il faut faire aujourd'hui. 8 will be a very good mark. If you get under 8 today, I want you to go back to the last lesson because you've got to really know this language and appreciate this language. So 8 is at absolute bottom. If you don't get to 8, you need to go back and practice a bit more, learn your vocab, maybe go and memorize. If you get more than 8, you're good to go, but I want this to be a proper test year 10. Absolutely no, just looking at one thing, none of that. Make sure this is a proper test of what you can do. You've got to test yourself to see what you've got. So, vous savez ce qu'il faut faire, hein? Par question 1, 2, 3, 4, qu'est-ce que c'est? Ah, pardon. Et 5, qu'est-ce que c'est en anglais? Il faut traduire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 en anglais pour moi. Puis, par 6, 7, 8 et 9. Ici, dans les boîtes, ici, vous avez le vocabulaire. Il faut choisir le bon mot pour compléter la phrase. Par exemple, voici mes quoi pour les vacances. Voici, remember, means it's the same as the synonym of voilà. It means here is. Here are my what for the holidays. My holiday plans. What word in here? Well, it's not in there. What word in these two boxes means plans? Trouvez-le et complétez la phrase pour moi. Alors donc, I'll give you 5 minutes for this. Put a minuteur on your portable for 5 minutes. Restart me after 5 minutes and I'll go through what you need to do. Extra challenge then is really tough. So let's say 1 mark if you're close, 2 marks if you're absolutely perfect. This shouldn't say I twill. It should say it will. Voilà, ignore that. Voilà, right guys, so put me on pause for 5 minutes, come back when you want the answers. Bon courage, on y va. Alors mes petits, right guys, if you've restarted me, then you are ready for the answers. I think this was tough today. Remember, 8 is your target. I'll be so impressed if you get 14 today, because it is so tough. So, with these other ones, if you're close, allow yourself the mark. Numéro 1, le ciel sera bleu, veut dire en anglais, the sky will be blue. Remember, ciel means the sky. I also told you last lesson is the word for heaven. To help you remember, ciel is sky. What you call the thing above you in your house, the ceiling. Ciel, like the sky. See that? All these little links will help you out. Alors, numéro 2, il y aura des averses. This is really tough. So, averses veut dire showers. Il y aura des showers. Des averses means there will be sunny spells / showers. I'll allow both ones. So like, you know, like typical April weather, not this April, where there's sunshine and then the showers. That's what I call this averse. Sunny spells in between showers. Alors, numéro 3, le temps sera orageux. We talked about this word and how to remember it. It's got our word rage in it, and that's because it means stormy. It will be stormy or there will be thunderstorms, anything like that. Give yourself the mark. Alors, numéro 4, les températures seront en hausse. Love that word. It means the temperatures will rise or will be going up or anything like that. Give yourself the mark. Et finalement, this is a synonym. They do this on the exam all the time. It could say il pleuvra, which would be the same thing as il y aura de la pluie, and it means it will rain or it will be rainy or anything like that. Give yourself the mark. Right, first 5 down. Well done if you got those. That was tough. I tried to go for some more difficult left field weathers for you. Numéro 6, alors, il fallait utiliser les mots dans la boîte pour compléter les phrases. Donc le premier, voici mes projets pour les vacances. Demain, il fera chaud, or you could have il fera ensoleillé. You can either have either of these today, guys. So, mes projets, this word is absolutely crucial. It's how they trigger the future tense in the writing exam. So your projet can mean projects, but I'd probably translate it better in English as plans. So here are my plans for the holiday, my projects, your plans in French. Alors donc, 2 marks for that, bon effort. Alors le 7e, demain il y aura des averses, donc j'irai au cinéma, qui veut dire tomorrow there will be sun and showers, so I will go to the cinema. Alors numéro 8, le lundi, le ciel sera bleu et les temps seront ensoleillé. Okay, so that's what you can go for. If you put chaud, it doesn't quite work, but for today, I will give you the mark. All right, just one more to go. Alors, il y a 3 trous ici. Demain, nu. So if it's nu, what's your verb ending always? Voilà, nous irons à la plage car il y aura du soleil. Mais le lendemain, ils feront les magasins. Voilà, right guys, so a really good effort here. This is a tough vocab test. For the extra challenge then, if you're close, I'll give you 1 mark. If you get it perfect, I'll give you 2. Tomorrow the temperatures will rise and it will be sunny, so we will go to the lake. I'll give you 3 if you get this perfect, because this is so tough. This is what you should have. Demain, les températures seront en hausse et le temps sera ensoleillé. Or you could say il y aura du soleil. Donc nous irons au lac. Right, that was so tough. Guys, a brilliant effort here. Add up how many you've done. If you got 8 or more, you've done exceptionally well on this. If not, do a bit of revision and then come back to this lesson. A fantastic start here today. Bon effort, mes petits. Alors, so for the next bit, we looked and talked last lesson about the future tense. We talked about these phrases, we said they're in the future, and we looked at some verbs, but we didn't cover it in as much detail as we could have. So today I'm going to tell you literally everything I know, the whole of the French rules for the future tense, and you'll be an expert after today's lesson. Et voilà, so why are we making such a big deal about the future tense? Why are we spending a whole lesson on it? Because it's a GCSE essential. Look how much on this slide you use the future tense. So in the speaking exam, 1 picture card question is always in the future. It's usually question 4. They do cheekily move that around, but that is a big part of your picture card. And on the conversation, for each part, you've got to have at least 1 future tense question. So like in your speaking exam, you'll have at the very least 3 questions where you'll need to use some form of the future tense. For the writing exam, look at this. Both the tasks have the future tense in it and the translation. So you've got to not just learn the rules and the patterns, but you've got to practice until you've got it perfect. And when you want to talk in the future in French, you can. That is your target for today. Alors donc, so to do it, you'll need to answer these 4 questions. Year 10, put me on pause a minute, yeah? See if you can answer them and then restart. Like, I'm not going to go through them straight away, but I'll go through it. Just think about how many of these you know. Go for it. Alors, right guys, so you should have paused and had to think about these questions. We're going to go through it all really tight now. Listen carefully. Let's do it. Alors, mes petits, I talked about this last time, but you need to come back to these rules to make sure you're ready for it. So today we're looking at the future tense that means or translate to what you will do or what you shall do. So I will go to the cinema, I will play football, I'll love that. All of that is in this future tense. So in English, obviously, we just say will and then the verb. I will love, I will hate, I will eat, I will drink, I will cut, whatever you've got. But with French, there's no word for will or shall. And if you looked in a dictionary and looked for this word, it wouldn't have anything in it because it's not a word in French. It's all about the ending. So let's go through this together. So first step you need to do is you need to get the stem. Now, whenever you hear the word stem in French, you think, what was that? It's just the part of the verb you take. So for us, for the future tense, our stem is the infinitive of whatever verb you want to put into the future tense. So an infinitive means the full form of the verb before it's changed. So it ends in ER, IR, RE. Now sometimes you get rid of them, not for this tense. Leave the ER, IR, RE on the end and add to it. The only exception is boire. All our endings start with a vowel, so you need to get rid of that E because two vowels can't touch then. And this is the tricky bit. The word will doesn't exist. It's all in the verb endings, and our verb endings, ch-ch-ch, exactly, they change. So all of these endings here, they all mean will. You have to pick the right one for who you're talking about. So if you're talking about yourself, you need to say je, and then take your verb, manger, and then stick the right ending on the end. So I shall eat, je mangerai. I will play, je jouerai. I will drink, je boirai. Easy. So all you need to do is take your pronoun. There we go. Take the infinitive. Do you get rid of the ER? No, you don't. Do not get rid of the ER. The ER, IR, RE stays. It's just if it's RE, you get rid of that E. And then all you need to do is add these endings on. All these endings mean will. You've got to know them all by heart. So let's put you to the test. Et voilà, I think we looked at this last time, but it doesn't hurt you. Put me on pause, see if you can answer all 4 of these, put them into French following that pattern. On y va. Alors, right guys, let's put it together. Let's follow those steps. So I will eat. So you always need a pronoun. So je, and then we take our verb, manger, and then we add the ending on, ai, which is et. Donc, je mangerai is I will eat. I, and then this is eat, and then we put the will at the end. We will eat, so our will needs to change, and for nous, the pattern's always ONS. So, same verb, nous mangerons. Voilà, easy, I'm so good at this. And then I will drink. This one's a bit different because you can't have 2 vowels touching, so you've got to get rid of that last E. So, I is je boirai. Voilà, je boirai beaucoup ce soir. Par exemple, and finalement, numéro 4, she will drink. So this time our verb changes, elle boira. Voilà. So all the green and red on the end, this is how you say will. All you need to do is stick it in your infinitive, and this happens with all regular verbs. Alors, so guys, we're up to the halfway point. Answer 1, 2, and 3 if you can. 4 is where this gets really tough. All right, let's go for it. The future tense, the stem of the future tense is the infinitive. You keep the full form of the verb. You do not take ER, IR, or RE off. You just get rid of that last E because it's a vowel. Then the word will is positioned at the end, and it agrees or changes for the or conjugates for the person doing the verb. Our endings are, do you know them? Go for it, an S. Rubbish, an S. It is AI, AS, A, ONS, EZ, ONT, easy street. Right, guys. That is for regular verbs. What's an irregular verb? It's a verb that doesn't follow that pattern, okay? So you've got to learn it differently. Now there's good news and there's bad news for this. The good news is the endings are the same as they were before. What are they again, an S? An S is so stupid. No, it's A-I-A-S-A-O-N-S-E-Z-O-N-T. And then that bit stays the same. What's different is step 1. Have a little look at this. Voila. So for these verbs, and there are more, and if you do the extra challenge homework, you'll see them. But for GCSE, you only need these 9. For these, and Ali, oh, there it is. You only need this 9. So what you need to know is this. For irregular verbs, you don't take the infinitive and add these endings on. They're irregular, so they've got what's called an irregular stem. So all you do is, instead of using this and adding the endings on, this bit, the stem, changes to this. Now you might say why? A lot of them are quite hard to say with it. So je être, you can't really say that. Je serai is a lot simpler. So you just need to learn these irregular stems off by heart to make sure you can do the future tense. And all you have to do for that is just spend some time learning them, which is what I'm going to show you now. So if I cross them all out, voila, this is how well you have to know these future stems. Easy, voila, voila, voila. So you've just got to know them like this. I'll go through them all to show you how easy it is. So faire changes to FER, avoir changes to AUR, être changes to ser. Vouloir changes to voudre, as in voudrais. Voir changes to ver, V-E-R-R. Devoir changes to D-E-V-R. Pouvoir changes to pas, P-O-U-R-R. Aller changes to ir. And then finally prendre. Prendre don't really change. Prendre is regular, so I don't know what it's doing up here. But there you go. So that's what you need to know, guys. And then you add the ending on the end. So j'irai is I will go. Je serai is I will be. Nous devrons is we will have to. These are our irregulars. Alors mes petits, right guys, so I'm going to test you on the irregulars. I've got them all here. Everything you need to know is here. So you just have to follow our steps. Take the irregular stem. Here's our endings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Essayez de traduire. Comment dire? I will do. We will do. Put me on pause. Have a little go at this. Hello, right guys, if you restarted me, you want the answers to these, let's have a look at it. So I will do. So just remember those steps and you're away. Je is I, and then take the verb to do, but we're not taking faire because it's irregular. We need faire, and then we add the end in. Et, je ferai. I will do. Simple. All right, we will do. Same thing, but this time is nous. Our ending changes. Take the irregular stem and then add onze. Nous ferons. Easy street. All right, I will be able to. This one's tougher. So pouvoir is to can or be able to. So you need pas. So it will be je pourrai, and then she will be able to. Same thing. Elle pourra. Voila. So if you got these four, you've done really well. If not, why don't you rewind and just have a little look at what I just explained, and then come back to this and see if you can get it. Guys, this is a bit beyond GCSE. I remember learning this and learning the irregulars when I was in year 12. I remember sitting down and doing it. So if you're doing this, you're doing fantastically well. Let's move on. Alors mes petits, so now we've looked at, that's it, that's everything you need to know for the future tense to get an A-level. So for your GCSE, you're doing really well. See if you can answer these questions, restart me for the answers. Alors mes petits, right guys, let's go for it. The stem for the future tense for regular verbs is the infinitive, ending in er, ir, re. That e's got to go because of vowels. The word will is positioned at the end and it conjugates, which means changes for the person doing the verb. The endings are ai, as, a, ons, ez, ont, and then finally for irregular verbs, the stem, the part of the verb we take, isn't the infinitive. There's just a different one that you have to learn. Right guys, if you got those questions, perfect, you're ready for our test. If not, watch the explanation again and come back to this stage. Alors mes petits, right guys, so I'm going to chill out for a bit, but you have got all the work to do now. You're going to look at a future tense worksheet. What I'll do is, just like if we were in class, I'll go through each activity and explain what you need to do. Oh yeah, don't forget these. Alors donc, voici, vous avez la première activité et c'est l'activité le plus facile. Mais ce n'est pas facile, c'est difficile, mais c'est difficulté verte. Alors, ce qu'il faut faire, ici, vous avez une phrase et vous avez un mot qui manque. Ici, je vous ai donné le verbe. Il faut changer le verbe au futur. Donc, en anglais, here are my plans for the holidays. Lots of things in France. So the verb faire is the verb to do. So I need to say, I will do lots of things in France. Now, faire is an irregular verb. So how do you change it to I will do? So it changes to je ferai. Right, that sort of looks like a swastika. That's not a good look. Right, let's get rid of that. So it should be je ferai. Voila. And then our ending for the je form is ai. Je ferai. Voila. I will do lots of things in France. All right, next one is être. This is another irregular verb. Now, lucky for you, on that sheet that you've got on your handout, I've given you all the irregular stems to go for. Apparently, during the week, the temperatures will be going up. So the temperature will be going up. It will be, how do I say it? You need to change this irregular verb. So for all the ones in brackets, change them and put them into the future. Be careful because some are regular, most of them are irregular. Be careful of that. Alors, activité 2, c'est un peu plus difficile. Cette fois, vous avez un paragraphe et ici, vous avez les verbes différents. Il faut choisir le bon verbe pour compléter la phrase. Donc, le premier, this one's easy. La semaine prochaine, je à la ville de Marseille en France. Next week, I something to the town of Marseille in France. So, it's J apostrophe, which is a big clue. Which one of these verbs fits? Choose the right one and put it in the space. You've got to do that for the whole of activity 2. Et voilà, this is activity 2 continued. Some of it gets tougher, so for some new verbs I've tried out on you, I've given you some of the English to help you out. Think about the endings, that's the trick for this. This is amber difficulty. If you can't do it, don't worry too much. This is really, really tough. Et voilà, so this is your extra challenge today. It's just like amber difficulty, but instead of the verbs I've conjugated, I've changed. You've got to choose the right verb and you've got to put it into the future. And I've got loads of irregulars and crazy verbs here. Let's do the first one to help you out. Donc, quels sont mes projets pour les vacances? What are my plans for the holidays? Alors, well, so then, la semaine prochaine, je y étais et je en Corse avec ma famille. So Corse is the French name for Corsica, which is a French island in the Mediterranean Sea. It's just north of the Italian island of Sardinia. It's beautiful. I'll go there on holiday myself. I love it. But anyway, I'm getting off task. So what are my plans for the holiday? Well, next week I what year 10. So if you're going on holiday next week, what are you going to be doing to year 10? You're going to be finishing it. But you're not just going to write finir there. I will finish year 10. So you need to add some extra to this to complete it. Now, this is really tough today. I'm going to let you decide where you want to start. You can do green, amber, or red, or you can mix it up. You don't have to do every task. Choose which one you want to do to push yourself today. Now, the extra challenge. Translate the text today. So that text for extra challenge, see if you can translate it. Year 10, you've listened so well to me. Let's see if you can do it. Put me on pause, work through your worksheet. When you're ready, restart and I'll go through the answers. Bon courage, mes petits. Remember, this is tough A-level French. Good luck, guys. Bon courage. On y va. Alors, mes petits, if you've restarted me, then you're ready for the answers. So I told you to choose your difficulty level. If you've skipped this task that we're looking at now, just skip the video along. If you've done this, I would have started here definitely just to get the feel for this. Let's go for it. Donc le premier, voici mes projets pour les vacances. Je ferai beaucoup de choses en France. Why is it like this, F-E-R, and not F-A-I-R-E, and I've just got rid of the E? Because faire is an irregular verb. You've got to know how it changes. It is je ferai. Alright, être is an irregular verb as well. Did you work it out? Apparemment, pendant la semaine, la température, so the temperature singular. So what do we do? It's an irregular verb, so être changes to ser, S-E-R. But what verb ending do I use? Because I'm not talking about a person, I'm talking about a thing. All the clue is here. It's la. La means the, singular, feminine. So really it's a she. Temperature is a she in France. So apparently during the week the temperature sera. Oh, I've put seront. That's wrong. Right, it should be sera on us. Ignore that. Sera on us. It will be going up. If I change this to les, it would be seront, but it's not. It's sera. So that's an A. Oops. Alors donc, on continue. Numéro 3. Donc, s'il fera chaud, if it will make hot, j'irai au lac et je nagerai. So, if it's hot, I will go to the lake and I will swim. Really tough this. Demain, le ciel. So again, the same thing. Hopefully the answer's right this time. Is être, so it changes to ser. And this time I'm talking about the sky. So the sky is masculine and singular, so it needs to follow the il pattern. The sky is a he. Demain, le ciel sera bleu. Et donc is aller, which is a regular, it changes to ir, and then the je ending is ai, donc j'irai à la plage. Right, this is tough, give yourself a mark for each one. Numéro 5, 3 possible marks here. There's no verb here, so I'll allow it if you've used a different one. Demain, il y aura de la pluie, et donc elle restera à la maison, or I'd allow visitera or ira or anything like that. Mais je voudrais sortir, donc je visiterai les musées. Guys, really tough this. Give yourself a mark out of how many you've done. Let's talk about this one here. Je voudrais. Because why isn't this got an S on the end? Because with the S, it means, let me just put it here, This means I would like to go out, because je voudrais is the conditional, what you would do. This means I will like to go out. So, but I will like to go out, so I will visit the museums. This is what you need to know. Right, this is getting really advanced, guys. Let's push the difficulty up a bit more. Et voilà. Right, guys, so for this activity, il fallait choisir la bonne chose pour compléter la phrase. Donc, la semaine prochaine, j'irai à la ville de Marseille en France pour mes vacances. Ce sera un rêve. That will be a dream. Car j'ai toujours voulu visiter le sud de la France. So this says, I've always wanted to visit the south of France. So this one of these is gone, and this one's gone, so only two left. Je, avec ma petite amie, c'est J apostrophe easy. J'irai avec ma petite amie, mais elle ne parle pas français, donc je devrais parler français tout le temps. So, I will go with my girlfriend, but she doesn't speak French, so I will have to speak French all the time. There we go. Excellent, guys. Alors, on continue. This one is tough. I'm going to speed up a bit. Apparemment, les températures seront en hausse. So this time is plural. So this is plural. La semaine prochaine. Et il y aura du soleil et il fera chaud tous les jours. J'aurai de la chance. Ah, this is a nice saying. So, j'ai de la chance means I'm lucky. So, j'aurai de la chance means I will be lucky. Donc, nous irons à la plage chaque jour et je me bronzerai. Ma petite amie aime lire, donc elle lira beaucoup à la plage. Plus, Marseille a beaucoup d'histoires, donc nous visiterons les musées. La région s'appelle Provence et c'est très célèbre, et donc nous louerons une voiture et nous conduirons partout pour visiter les endroits différents. Right, that is such an advanced piece of French. If you've managed to get some of these right, you've done exceptionally well. If not, don't worry, work on your homework, you'll develop this. But if you've got all of these right, that is an exceptional effort. Send me an email, you've done really, really well if you got all of these. Perfect. This was amber difficulty. Red difficulty, is that one of you? Red difficulty is a bit tougher. Have a little look. Et voilà, donc maintenant, il fallait changer le verbe au futur. So it's two parts to this. Let's go for it. Quels sont mes projets pour les vacances? Alors, la semaine prochaine, je finirai Yéten et j'irai en Corse avec ma famille. Vous connaissez la Corse? Do you know about Corsica? C'est une île française en Méditerranée. Selon la météo, les températures seront en hausse et il fera chaud, et le temps sera ensoleillé. Cependant, il y aura des éclairs et le temps sera orageux. Malgré ça, oh, I love this. Malgré ça means despite this or despite that. J'irai à la plage chaque jour, mais mes parents n'aiment pas aller à la plage. Ils découvriront. So I've given you a new verb that you've not seen before, but don't matter because it just follows the pattern. So all you need to do is add the right endings to it. So it says they will discover the island et ils visiteront les petites villes et les fermes. They'll visit the little towns and villages. Guys, if you got into the extra challenge, you've done phenomenally well. This is proper A-level French, which is the top end of GCSE. We like pushing you a bit further because it's just worth it when it comes to the marks. So an exceptional effort to. Alors, so the translation, I sort of half did it myself, but here we go. Put it on pause so you can mark your work if you got into the translation. And the second half of the translation, put me on pause to have a little look and mark your work. Well done if you did this. Hello, mes petits. Right, a phenomenal effort today. This has been proper A-level French. So I'm just really pleased that you've had a go for it. Don't worry if you're finding this hard. We will come and revisit this when you get into year 11. We do it again for module 7. But I just think you've done really well on what is the toughest thing you would have done in year 10. Donc, bon effort, mes petits. See if you can answer these questions. Alors, this is what you should have. Let's talk about homework. So, I set you this last time and I talked about the extra challenge one. I've just put it on one slide. So you've got the video. This is made for A-levels to talk about the future tense. I know it's made for A-level, but you've just seen everything that they've seen. So you can handle this. You can access this. Have a little look at this. If when you've done that, or if you want, you can then do this activity. We've got the daily test, or the daily test for the future tense. We've got the weather, and then we've got a translation and a tough reading on climate change. This is your homework for this week. It is a real challenge. Don't worry if you're finding this hard. It will take time, but if you are getting the hang of this, you're doing exceptionally well. Right, you're 10. I'm sorry to work you so hard on lockdown. You've done exceptional today. Please email me if you've got any questions or anything you want to discuss further. I'll be happy to get back to you. Alors, merci mes petits. Alors, bonne journée. Au revoir.